All right. Welcome everyone to APOD, short for a podcast. Yeah, I'm very creative. This podcast is going to be hosted by me, and I'm going to have a couple of co-hosts on, but for this first episode, we're just going to take it solo. This podcast is going to be designed just for me to just passionately express my feelings throughout the day. Therapeutic, as one would say. Today is Thursday, May the 5th of 2022, and I have just completed my AP macro exam. And kind of while taking it, I really began to understand why a lot of people don't like College Board. Of course, I did my SATs and all of that way long ago, and I kind of lost that kind of urge of anger, but it sort of became revitalized as soon as I started taking this test. Not only the sheer amount of BS questions they ask you from the start, such as you can't use a mechanical pencil, and or you can only use a black pen or dark blue. Light blue or dark gray, unacceptable for whatever reason. Code, as they call it. Furthermore, so much shrink wrap on each of the test booklets, covered in them, because of course they had to be confidential, of course, and the whole filling out all of the serial bubbles to make sure you're the right person at the right place. I get it, but I don't enjoy it. College Board really makes it easy for themselves to be looked on very, very annoyingly. Those questions on that test are so unfair. Half of them were just unfairly worded and are in no way depicting of what's actually, the macro curriculum. They're designed to be a little too, tricky. Which I get is what they're trying to do, but come on. You want them to pass? I mean, there's a reason why you only need a 60% or 70% to get a 5 on the exam. But, oof. Yikes. But while taking it, I mean, all of these rules and procedures, I guess, to make them look official, but after a point, it really starts to get on someone's nerves. Now, it would be fine if you only have to deal one of them. I have to do 4. And this was an 8 a.m. test, so I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to get me prepared. I mean, I do kind of take slow in the morning, so I have to wake up a little early, so that is on me. But still, 8 a.m. is a little bit of a kind of a cruel justification there. They do have afternoon tests, but I would have preferred if it was 9 a.m. because that way it's still early enough, but I can wake up at 7 and still can do it without having to worry about it till the middle of the day. And that dude encompasses lunch. The afternoon tests aren't even afternoon, they're noon tests. But that's besides the point. That's a minor annoyance. I'm gonna have to deal with this 3 more times, but at least I'm done a quarter of the tests. So maybe APOD 2 and I guess APOD 3 you can, if this series goes well, of course. I can rant of either if I'm, fed up with this or just not. Now, that obviously was the brutal part of the day. But after a while, it actually got pretty good. Namely so, I do have to, encourage my ego just a little bit. And that is, during history, we were sitting and doing our assignments. We were working on our government paper. And our teacher comes up and asks me, or lets me know, how good I look without a face mask. As I was taking a sip of my water, I had my face mask down. And he said, I didn't really see you like this, but you look really good. You should be a model face of GQ. And I was so excited when he said that. My ego shot up so much. And it has occurred to me that my ego shoots up a little too high sometimes. And a couple months ago, January namesake, I did try to stop myself from doing so, and I had a genius plan. The plan was to encompass myself at a different lunch table where, with some more of my friends, where they would really try to humble me every chance I tried to have a god complex. And that worked. I did that from February until a couple weeks ago when I got kicked out, and then formed a new group, and that new group's been humbling me as well. However, with this new compliment made by my teacher, I do fear that the complete opposite has been made, and all of my progress since January, February has been completely erased. I mean, it's hard not to have a god complex. I mean, how can you not but smile when an adored teacher gives you such a high compliment? I mean, oof. Now, fearing this, I have asked my friends to humble me, and humble me they did. Really took me to the level appropriate for, conversation-wise. So, glad to say that stung, but definitely duly needed. But anyways, definitely a roller coaster of emotions, but, we move. Hopefully tomorrow's going to be better. I don't know. Like I alluded to previously, I'm going to have to take the micro test because, economics, you have macro and micro. And it's an afternoon test. Tomorrow's also senior skip day, which I'm not entirely sure who made up. Also, who made up, on the 6th? This should have been, way before AP tests, I really wish it was before AP tests, because that way we don't actually have to come to school. The teachers know about senior skip day, which is kind of odd. I'm thinking of just going to the afternoon AP test, but I'm not sure if they're going to let me in after, because, again, it's at 11:40 till, they get you in and everything like that. So, I think I'll just come in and just, go head on home and maybe record another APOD while I'm at it. Let you know how that went. But, yeah, it's a issue. I don't know who decides this. I would like to know and just ask them what exactly they were thinking before making it on a really poor decision date, because a lot of people are taking this micro exam, and I mean, I'm sure they would like to go home as well, and also they have other exams as well, so seems a little bizarre. And of course, all of these AP exams, the ones I'm taking especially, are all in a row, because of course it would be. They can't space it out because that would be too convenient. They can't have us studying too much now, can they? No. They need to curve these scores, so they made it in the absolute worst positioning ever. So, yeah. I have it, of course, today, tomorrow, and Monday, Tuesday of next week, and those are the scary ones. Those are the calculus and physics tests, and those I'm not looking too forward to. But we should be okay. Now I do want to wrap up this kind of short segment. Usually these bits go a little longer if I have someone, but it's just just me. On some traffic commentary, there is a lot of construction going on here, and I do not know why. Seems pretty interesting. But senior skip day also means I get to skip out on my language classes, and that's it. I even have early release on that day, so it really doesn't help. My God, they just really nailed the head with a hammer on that one, huh? Now, for the future of this podcast, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go. Like I said in the beginning, this is really just experimental. I'm just driving my car from school right to home. Occasionally, I'm joined with Zev, who I do drive with. He's my friend, so we have recorded a few of these in the past, but he's not too keen on them. Probably because I talk quite a bit in them. But hopefully I can convince him to do a few more, because he is quite entertaining. When he doesn't scream all the time, that is. And hopefully we can have a sit-down environment. I'm not entirely sure how the audio is going to turn out for this, but yeah. And I can assure you, you know, a couple days from now, hopefully I will upload a few more passionate recordings that I've had. I have actually recorded APOD 3, which is, yes, in past tense, because I need to show that after I graduate high school, for obvious reasons, for the context of that podcast. But that should be, I don't know, a favorite of many's. But anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it off for today. It's going to be kind of a short one. Hopefully tomorrow I will return with APOD 2 and kind of see how it's going. Keep you updated on this. And yeah, take care.